Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Aldous and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Aldous' ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands. The little tiny corrections and lots of motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give is a little tug and release on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Aldous will come home with his very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your lesson with Rich. Now, Aldous is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that they're going to demonstrate for us is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Aldous, heel.
Aldous, heel.
Now, unfortunately, because of bad weather, we're not able to do this video outside, although we much prefer that. We're not in charge of the elements. Aldous has been taught to sit automatically when you stop walking. So when you're walking with him outside and you stop to cross traffic or talk to someone on the street, he should be sitting nicely at your left and waiting for his next command.
Aldous, heel.
So this makes walking your dog a pleasure instead of a drag. You're not being dragged down the street, and he's not, lunging out to have people greet him. Now, the next command that Rich is going to demonstrate is the sit stay.
Stay.
The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. We do recommend that you practice this indoors as well as outdoors. And when Rich returns back to him, he walks all the way around him counterclockwise, returning back to heel, stops at his shoulders, and at this point, Aldous expects to get another command.
Aldous, heel.
And Rich takes off heeling with him again.
Come on, Aldous. Good boy. Come on.
We hear Rich talking to him, encouraging him. Nice automatic sit. You see Puppy looking up at Rich, which is good focus. He enjoys doing his commands.
Stay.
Rich leaves him again in another sit stay. And this time, instead of returning to him, Rich will demonstrate the come on command. He should come right in and sit. And this eliminates all the jumping that puppies do all over you when you first greet them. He knows that he's not going to get praised for a good job until he's sitting and under control.
Stay.
Rich leaves him in another sit stay, walks out to face him, and you're going to lengthen out your time and your distance on this sit stay. And then Rich calls him in, and he comes in, he sits very nicely and waits for his next command. Now, the next commands that we're going to be demonstrating for you are your series of down commands, and there are two. The first one is the down from a heel position. So always have your puppy seated first, left open palm,
Down.
straight down toward the ground.
Down. All the way. Down.
The one-word
Stay.
command to down and stay.
Stay. No. Stay. No.
Now, we've had other puppies in here today,
Stay.
so he's smelling them on the carpet. Rich walks all the way around him, returns back to heel, stops his feet at his shoulders,
Aldous, heel.
and then gives him another command.
Good boy. Come on. Come on, Aldous. Good boy. Come on.
Has him sit
Down,
first,
stay.
down, stay.
Stay.
And of course, again, your homework is to lengthen out your time and your distance on your down stays.
Aldous, come. Good boy.
Rich calls him in out of that down, has him sit,
Aldous, heel. Come on.
and goes back to heel.
Come on. Good boy. Come on, Aldous.
And then the last command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a distance. So you're going to
Stay.
leave him in a sit stay and turn to face him. This is the only time that you use your right hand to give a command.
Down.
And he drops him into a down from a distance. And that was better than the down from a heel, which is not the usual. So we have demonstrated for you all of Aldous's formal on-leash obedience commands and how you can do them in a relatively small space. You don't have to be outside, and in the beginning I would recommend that you do practice indoors because there's less distraction, and while you're learning this and you have your video indoors, it makes it easier to practice. Aldous is a lovely puppy. We want to thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company, and we will see you tomorrow.